Time to review. It looks so much better. It was incredible. But first, before I talk about the game, I have to address it because it's something that was going on the entire game that needs to be addressed. The fans. What the heck? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand Mourinho. He's a great manager. He's done a lot for the club. Yes, I have my respect for him. I appreciate what he did in the past, but what the heck? We're doing great. We're dominating the game. We just went up 3-0, and all of a sudden the fans start chanting, "Where were you when we were low? Where were you?" Are you kidding me? And the next 20 minutes, Sunderland's on the offensive because I mean, Chelsea, you could just see the life drain from them when they hear the fans saying that. It's like we've been low on confidence. We're finally high on confidence, and the fans just kind of take it away. We're up 3-0. They're just like, "Oh, so what? I mean, Mourinho's not here anymore." Psh, I'm sorry? That doesn't make any sense. It really does not. The problem players, the rats as they called them, Fabregas, Costa, Hazard. First of all, Hazard's been playing fine recently. Yeah, because of the last game, what happened with the injury, people have been calling him out. Fabregas and Costa, I've been calling out since the beginning of the season, and a certain somebody kept playing them. Mourinho? I mean, they're calling them the rats. Mourinho's the one that kept playing them. If they're not listening to him, if they're betraying him, why did he keep playing them? So even if they are doing their own little thing, even if they are betraying him, whatever he wants to say, it's his fault for playing them. It's his fault for not dealing with the situation, not sitting them. It's his fault. And beyond that, those two were not the ones that made the difference today. They played better, sure, but everybody else was playing better. They were playing as a team. Pedro, Willian, Oscar, Costa, all passing around. Fabregas and Matic were playing well. The defense was working together as a unit. That was the difference. It wasn't one or two individuals doing better. It wasn't Costa and Fabregas were not playing well under Mourinho and now they are. It was the team playing together. That was the difference. That was the main difference today. And shame on the fans for doing that. For really just sucking the life out of the team today. Because you could see it. You could see the emotion on the field. You could see them. They're flying high, and then the fans start calling them out, and it dropped off from there. And they still played well for the rest of the game, but it wasn't the same as the first half. And shame on the fans for that. That's despicable. Just because the manager that you liked is gone, he deserved to be sacked. He did. I mean, it's as simple as that. He deserved it. He did nothing to change the situation. It kept getting worse. He was doing nothing to change it. And if he was betrayed by certain players, why were they the ones starting every single game? Costa was the last player to be dropped due to form. He was the last one to be benched because of his form. Fabregas, yeah, he got benched a couple times, but overall he was the one that was starting every game over Ramirez or Mikel or Loftus-Cheek, who normally do a better job. So I think that's shameful for them to call out these players when the manager's the one that's constantly playing them. Anyway, so that was I wanted to address that before I talked about the game itself because it was so much better. Like I said, they were playing as a team, they played as a unit, they were attacking together, they were defending together. Aside from the second half when Sunderland threw everything forward, the defending looked better. Sunderland had no chances in the first half. They weren't creating anything because they couldn't. The midfield had stepped up. It was really shutting them down in their box. So every single time they got it, they had to kick it away. And Zuma and Terry are right there. And if they're not, Matic is right there. It was constant pressure. It looked so good. It looked like they were flying around the field. The passes were boom, 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 boom. It wasn't take a touch, hold it, at least not in the first half. Second half, that happened a bit. Matic started holding on to the ball. I don't know why. But there's not much more I could say other than it looks so much better. As far as the lineup goes, not a bad lineup, especially because you want to see how many of these players were just not playing well and now will play better. I thought Oscar just dominated the game, up there, with his passes, with his movement, with his pressuring of the ball, just dominated the game. And one of Mourinho's biggest mistakes, not playing Oscar enough this season. He showed him why. Pedro, I thought, played a lot better today. His passing and his runs have been a little bit off in the past few games, but today just on point for a majority of the game. Really worked hard, created several chances. Probably should have scored more than that one goal, but the one goal he did get was a nice one. Willian, I thought, wasn't... I think it's because everybody else was playing better. So, where he's been the standout player because everybody else has been poor, everybody else started playing better, so he wasn't as out there. He wasn't one of the players that I noticed, but that's only because everybody else was playing well. So, as far as the midfield right there, really good. Costa, I thought he was making better runs today. Still a few moments where he's making poor decisions on the ball, stuff like that. It's one of those things where if you haven't been in form, if you lack confidence, you're going to make poor decisions at times. So hopefully he can step that up in his game and get better there. Matic and Fabregas, I thought, had a very good game in the first half. Matic in the second half was a bit lax in the defense, lax on the ball. He lost the ball that led to the free kick that led to the goal. He lost one that nearly led to a second goal late on in the game. So, it's a little bit shaky there, but I think, like I said, that has majority to do with the fact that the fans were kind of, calling, like yelling at the players almost. Not really getting behind the team, more attacking the team almost. So, we'll let it slide. Or at least I will. Fans may not. Let's see who else. Defense, Azpilicueta once again, I think doing too much. He flies into every challenge right now. And so whenever the player gets the ball, he comes flying in, so all I have to do is take a little touch and they're past him. He's got to work to calm down a bit, go in, hold them up, stand them up, keep them from doing anything. Because he keeps getting beaten. That's not Azpilicueta's game. He's the player that you trust will handle the situation okay. Let's see. Courtois, I thought, had a good game, made some good saves. Unfortunate on the goal to block it right into Barini's path. And then as far as the subs, Mikel came on to shut it down in the midfield, which is what Mourinho did last season. So I don't mind seeing that, especially because that kind of is what Chelsea's been known to do. They go 2 goals up and then shut it down by bringing on Mikel. Remy came on for Costa. I thought it's not a bad decision. You might want to just rest him for now, give Remy a chance to show if he's up for the challenge of being that main striker. And then finally Ramirez on for Oscar. Ramirez is a quicker, a bit more defensive than Oscar. So you're not exactly looking for an attacking player like Oscar would bring. So I like seeing that. But yeah, just like I said, overall, it was a good game. You could see there was so much more fight in them. They were playing together as a team, and there was such a different look about it. Everything looks so much better. And as far as Mourinho goes, you can kind of see where he's not there, and the players are just, there's a bit more fire in them. I don't know. If you want to see my thoughts on Mourinho sacking, I have a video for that too. So click on the Chelsea playlist that I have, and you'll see it. But I mean, it really does just it looks better. That's all I can say about that. Um, Now, as far as Gus Hiddink, I I've heard about him. I've heard about his time at Chelsea. Uh, it's kind of one of those where I was a bit younger when he was in charge, so I wasn't I was following Chelsea, but I don't really remember much from that time period. But the name is familiar, so maybe having that familiar name come in will kind of bring something to the team. But I mean, right now the main thing is to just start picking up points, but not just against Sunderland because beating Sunderland 3-1 at home is something that is it's expected. The way they played was better. It was looked a lot better, but it's got to go beyond that. It's got to go beyond. Oh yeah, we beat Sunderland at home. We got to start picking up good results against teams that you know are not Sunderland, struggling Sunderland. But the main difference here that I think, if you watch my Norwich review, I talked about how yeah, they beat Norwich at home 1-0. They really struggled, so this win doesn't really mean anything. This is different because they looked better. They didn't really look like they were struggling. There was times, like I said, where the fans kind of were attacking them. That it just that's when it started kind of falling apart a bit. But other than that, I mean, just so much happier to see that they're playing well, uh, that they're playing as a team, and hopefully pick up some more good results in this wintertime. Maybe move up the table a bit. Hopefully be in the top half after the new year. Maybe. I don't know if that's possible on points. If not, then hopefully something good comes out of all this. But anyway, that's my thoughts. What did you think of the game? Are you one of the fans that are constantly chanting Jose Mourinho's name, or are you one of the fans that agree it was time for him to go? Let me know. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you at the next game. Peace out.